Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are diving into something really exciting. We are building smart note-taking assistant, which is powered by AI, vector search, and chat automation. This smart notes bot lives inside Telegram. It understands your queries using real AI embeddings. You can save your thoughts, to-do lists, your notes, and later search through them, not by exact keywords, but by meaning. We will use Python to write our code, OpenAI to convert your notes, questions into vector embeddings that capture meaning, Pinecone to store and search those vectors using semantic similarity search, and Telegram bot API. So grab a coffee or tea and let's build this step by step together. Before moving to Python code to glue everything together, we'll get our API keys first and we'll start with Pinecone. Pinecone is a search engine which helps you search for similar meanings instead of exact words. To use Pinecone, first you will need to sign up or log in. Once inside, you will land on dashboard. And the first thing you will see is a tab called indexes. An index is like a shelf where your data or vectors are stored. Each node you save becomes a vector, a special list of numbers representing its meaning. So you can think of Pinecone like this. Index is a shelf, vector is code that represents your node, and the actual Pinecone is the brain that remembers and finds similar things very fast. Pinecone is a vector database. It's built for applications that need to search for meaning, not just keywords. It's cloud-based, which is fast and scalable. You don't have to worry about setting up your own servers or infrastructure. To connect your app to Pinecone, you need an API key. So you will see these API keys. To create one, click on Create API Key. If it's a very first one, your first default API key will be provided for you. Copy it and save it somewhere safe, or create a new API key. Here at the bottom left, you will also see storage units. Storage is how much data in GB you are using out of your 2 gigabytes free tier. Then we see write units. That's how many operations you have done to write data, like for example adding nodes. And then down below, read units. How many operations you have done to read or search your data. Now let's create our very first index. So to create index, click on Create Index, give it a name. In my situation, I have already created, I named it Smart Notes. But you, for the first time, give your index a name. Then choose because we're going to be using OpenAI's model, text embeddings ADA, we are going to choose this one, text embedding 3 small, that's quite sufficient. And for dimensions, we're going to choose 1536. The cloud region will use AWS US East 1. Click on Create Index. Here you are, your vector storage is ready. And now let's get to Telegram and create our bot or our token for our bot there. So head to your Telegram, look for bot father. Once you find this bot father, click on new bot. After, just follow the prompts. Give your bot a name, username, and your username should end on underscore bot or uppercase bot. It should be unique. Once created, you will be given a token. Save that token because you will be using it in your Python code. And the very last thing, to create OpenAI API key. So head to platform.openai.com. Then after you signed in, go to dashboard, you will see these API keys. Go to API keys and create new secret key. Create one, save it again. We will use it in our Python. I hope you have created your Python project. Mine is called Smart Notes, and I have opened it here in PyCharm. If you have not yet, just create a folder and open it in your favorite code editor. Now let's install all the libraries we are going to use in this project. We're going to install python.env because we are going to store our API keys in .env file. We're going to install OpenAI, Pinecone, Python Telegram bot. So .env loads your secret keys from .env file. OpenAI connects to OpenAI's embeddings model. Pinecone, it lets us talk to Pinecone vector database, and the Pinecone Telegram bot makes it easy to build bots for Telegram. And here is a simple and clean structure we are going to follow for this project. .env, where you will have your all of your API keys. Main.py, this is where all the code will live. Make sure .env and main.py are inside root folder. Before we code, let's drop in our secret keys. Open your .env file and paste your keys like this here. Make sure this match what you copied from Pinecone, OpenAI, and Telegram earlier. Now let's code. We are now inside our main Python script, main.py. Let's first understand the imports. So at the very top, we have the imported libraries. We have OS, which lets access your system environment variables. We import load.env, which loads your .env file, so your API keys become available to Python. Then we have OpenAI import, which lets you talk to OpenAI's API to generate embeddings. We have Pinecone, which allows to connect to Pinecone. Serverless spec, which tells Pinecone where and how to create your index, like which region on the cloud. And then we have Telegram, which helps build the Telegram bot, handle commands and create buttons. Then we have load API keys, load.env, where we read all the keys from that env file. We store them in variables. We can use them in the code. So these variables are going to be used in the code. The next, we initialize the clients. So client, we use this to request text embeddings from OpenAI. PC, this connects to Pinecone, so we can store and search those embeddings. Then we have index setup. We define the name of our Pinecone index and its settings. Index name in my situation is Smart Notes. Dimension 1536. 1536 is standard for OpenAI's embedding models. The cuisine, this metric tells Pinecone to match vectors by similarity, like meaning, and not exact words. We also make sure the index exists, so create it if you have not by now. Then let's look at this code right here. This part of the code is making sure your database exists. If not, line creates one for you before you start embedding and storing text nodes. If index name not in PC list index names, so this line returns a list of existing index names in Pinecone account. It actually checks if the desired index, in my case Smart Notes, is already in database. If it is not there, it will be created with parameters like name, index name, which is a smart node, dimensions, which is 1536, Matrix, which is cuisine, and then the cloud AWS and region US East 1. If it is there, it goes straight to this line right here. This line connects to existing Pinecone index, whether newly created or already present, so you can start inserting and querying vectors. Now let's look at getEmbedding function. This function takes a text string, like for example a note or a search query, and converts it into numeric representation, which is called embeddings, using OpenAI's model. These embeddings let you compare text based on meaning and not just keywords. So we are defining a function, getEmbedding, that takes a single argument, text. Then we send the text to OpenAI's embedding model, which in our situation, text embedding ADA002. Text must be a string or a list, even if it's just one string. This returns a response object that contains the computed vector. Then we extract the actual embedding vector, a list of 1536 floating point numbers, from the first result in the response. After we print, and that is for debugging purposes, 10 dimensions of embeddings, so we can see a quick visual of what's been generated. Then we return an embedding. This return vector can now be stored in Pinecone for later searching, or compared to other vectors to find semantic similarity. Okay, this part sets up the behavior of your Telegram bot when user sends the start command. When a user starts the bot, we want to send them a welcome message and show them two interactive buttons, one for adding a note and one for searching a note. We are defining an asynchronous function named start. This function runs when a user sends the start command. Update contains info about the incoming message. Context holds info about the context, like user data or bot state. Here we are creating two inline buttons, add a note and search nodes. These callback data values will be caught by another handler. We'll get to that later. Then we are sending a message to the user that includes a greeting, a quick instruction, and two buttons. Let's get to add function. This function gets triggered when a user sends the add command in your Telegram bot. What it does, it takes the note from the user, converts it into an embedding using OpenAI, saves it to Pinecone, and replies with a confirmation and shows buttons for the next action. So here we are defining add function. We call it add. Update contains incoming message from the user, and then context carries context like arguments, the note, bot data, etc. Then we join all the words passed after add into a string. Here we check if the user did not add anything after add. If the user didn't add anything, we will send a warning message and stop execution. Here we create a unique ID for the node-based how many vectors are already in the index. For example, if 5 nodes are saved already, the new one will be node-5. And here we are saving, it can also be updating the vector in our Pinecone index. 2 line buttons are created, add another node and then search node. And here we are confirming to the user that the node was successfully saved. Now that adding nodes works, we can implement search capability. We define a synchronous function, we'll give it a name search. It takes 2 parameters, update and context. Again, update represents the incoming user interaction, which means their message, and context holds related data and tools. like chat info, for example. We collect what the user typed after search. Context.args list contains each word. They are joined back into one string called query text. If the user did not provide any query words, we send them a reminder and stop thanks to this return. Parse mode markdown allows us to style the message, for example, using backticks. We pass the user's text to getEmbedding, which converts it into a numeric vector representing its meaning. Pinecone returns no similar nodes. We inform the user and stop execution. If we do have matches, we build a response. We are starting with a header, loop through each match, pulling out the stored nodes or text and its similarity, which is score. We format each match nicely using Markdown. Then we prepare an inline keyboard so the user can either add another node, start a brand new search. And finally, with this line, we send response to the user in the chat. We display two buttons to add a node and or search a node. And we format text nicely. We use Markdown so things like bold and italic look good. And now the final part of the code is this handle buttons. What this function is doing, it manages what happens when someone taps one of the inline buttons. This one captures the button press event, acknowledges that tap so the bot doesn't hang, for example. When add node is clicked, we are getting this message. When search node is clicked, we are getting this message. And here, this is like a launchpad. This is what makes the bot start working. This application builder initializes a Telegram bot. This connects user commands. We have start, add, and search commands. This prints a log to the terminal that the bot is live. App run polling tells the bot to continuously check Telegram for new messages or button taps. And that's it. We've just built a smart note-taking Telegram bot powered by AI and Pinecone. We have connected OpenAI to generate embeddings from the text, used Pinecone to store and search through those embeddings, and glued it all together with a user-friendly Telegram interface where you can add and search your nodes in seconds. And we used Python. If this helped you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more hands-on projects like this. Thanks for watching and see you in the next build.